Um, Saludos. I'm making this short video on how to use your green screen or use some sort of screen and this program called OBS, I can't remember the acronym, to edit out the green part and be creative about your use of space. So the first thing I want to do, I'm using QuickTime. We're using our laptops from the district. So in order to capture all this, I'm doing a screen recording. You could do that here, QuickTime, new movie, new screen recording. It's basically recording my screen. I just wanted to show you a quick video on the setup in the background so you get to see how I have it set up. You got your laptop. Obviously, I got connected to a second monitor. If you don't have a second monitor, you should definitely have one, especially in distance learning. It really changes everything. You get to see the gallery view, you get to see your student view. So I have this green screen. I could give you the link for it. It's 50 bucks. It's huge. It's annoying. Um, but I got it messing around and I really just started playing with it. That's what it looks like in the back. And it's kind of a pain to fold up, but once you get a picture, uh, yeah, there's just some weird lighting. But you get an idea. There's kind of a setup there on how big it looks. You can use a blanket. You could use if you have a big piece of paper and put it in the back, you can definitely do that too. It's really your preference. Sorry. So it's really your preference how to use that space. Order the materials. You don't need them. You can just get like another blanket, but you need a solid color of some sorts to block out the area. And the reason I do this is because in Zoom, we can no longer change our virtual backgrounds. The district doesn't allow it. There's another way to do it, but I think this way has a lot of creative things about it. So I'm going to show you one thing about your settings that you probably want to change. In system preferences, you want to go to mission control and have displays have separate spaces. This is super helpful for if you have two monitors, so that when you also increase the screen size, right? Like if I go full screen, it doesn't block out both my screens. It just treats one screen as one screen, another screen as another. Especially that's annoying for Zoom. Sometimes when they go into breakout rooms or you come into a meeting, it always becomes full screen. So, okay, so now where we're gonna go is, the program that we use, and this is it, Open Broadcast Studio. So the Open Broadcast Studio, I don't know, we just found it online. It's free. It's open source software. It updates. I saw a lot of people use it. It seems easy. Why pay for it, especially as teachers? We're not getting even our refund. So, why spend money? Don't spend money when you don't need to. I went into Mac, you download it. It's really easy, like putting any program. Then when you get it, it looks like this. This is the OBS program. You might have to do access to your displays. I'll show you how to do that. But once you open it up, once you open the program up, there is it looks like this. And so basically you have these two scenarios. This is called preview. Now this is it could be a professional program, obviously, like if you're doing live streaming, this area down here called streaming, you could actually, like YouTube stream, they have links. It gets really complicated. I don't know how to do that, but the one feature that I think is useful for us as educators is to start recording, because what you record is basically the lesson. So if you're doing a read aloud lesson, you're doing any type of lesson, you would press this. So instead of a screencastify, instead of just screen sharing, you would record this. And what you're actually recording is this part right here that is called program. And I'll explain how it works, but you basically see two things live, and one of them allows you to preview what's going on, and then you basically hit this transition button and it moves what you're actually previewing to the live page, and that's actually what gets recorded. Technical stuff. So you start off with either a scene or no scene. You can add a scene here. The scene is sort of the many things that involve one image capture or one moment. So notice that it's black. Right? The first thing you're going to do is you're going to add what you want to capture, which is yourself. Right? Once you got this green screen, blue screen, whatever, you do something called video capture. You call it whatever. I'm just going to let it call what it is. You select the device. FaceTime HD camera is your normal webcam. Sorry. Okay. And then this pops up. Now you can adjust the screen, adjust the size, but notice how flexible it is. I thought that was really cool. You can manipulate it pretty well. With this, you want to right-click it and select filters. So notice again, I went down to here, right-click filters, and you want to put it in the effect filters, chroma key. And chroma key, again, you could just, I'm just letting it go, pause the video, or go back on the video, it doesn't matter. When you click it, this happens. Yay, that's the real big thing. You press green. If I chose blue, notice what happens. If I chose magenta, notice what happens. It really depends on what's in the back. So if it's green, that's what it is. You can mess with this and be very professional. So like how similar the color is, you blend into it, right? Like I could leave it there. How smooth it is, how sharp it is. It matters. You can be better. You could be better with your lighting. Notice how I did the lighting in the beginning. That lighting, people know how to do some crazy stuff with lighting. I don't. It's not necessary for this work. So notice my screen has changed. Now you can change the size. I hold command. I hold the key, the command key, and then select with my mouse, and it allows me to grow size to scale. Because I think if you do like some other weird thing, you can make it taller. Anyways, just make it to scale. So let's say I set myself up there. But I obviously want something to be filled out here in the back. So here is where it gets a little bit of fun, and here's where you create it. Notice that it's black here. That's because I haven't activated it. So all of this is me playing around and in preview. So if I press transition, then this would become the active recording. If I pressed recording before, it would have been all black, right? But I didn't do that. So I have already created some predetermined screens. Oh, last thing, when this happens, when the first time you do that, sometimes you want to share a monitor. Like let's say I wanted to display one of my monitors. I wanted to use the background to use one of my monitors. And I press this, display capture. Notice that it starts doing this infinite thing. It's happened in other cases, but I'm going to select my side monitor. That's my side monitor. I've allowed some permissions that allow me to do this. So you could see my side monitor. If I'm going, it's located right here. The reason you can't see me, notice it's in the preview, is because this is a layering system. So this is above. I need to put it below. There you can see me. I can scale this big one too. Again, very interesting. This is here. This is located right here, but you don't see it in the active part. Okay. Now, the thing that's cool with that, and we're going to be playing around with that shortly, is that I can do something like that. So I put this now on my second monitor. I had set it up before. So that's what gets kind of cool, and I'll show you how it works. But for now, just know that that's why you need to do that. So when you do your second monitor the first time, it's not going to let you. And the reason is because you have to change your privacy settings. So you have to go System Preferences. You go to Security and Privacy. And then you go under where it says Camera. No, is it Camera? No, Screen Recording. Screen Recording, and you're trying to find OBS. That's what you're trying to find. So find it. Click on it, allows you to do it. I know it took me a while. I was kind of frustrated because I couldn't find it. So once you have all your settings done, remember this little video here in the bottom, I'm using QuickTime for that, and I'm screen recording. The program, this program here is OBS, the Open, what's it called? Open Broadcaster Software. So I've made a separate scene just to mess around and show you the possibilities. Here's another scene, and I did like image scene. Sorry, I kind of previewed. So in terms of image scene, if I turn all the images off in my eye, there's nothing. But for example, let's say you're doing a read aloud, I don't know, Harry Potter. You're doing Harry Potter. I remember the Harry Potter scene when you're reading. It's a big scene when Harry's walking into the castle for the first time and celebrating Christmas, yada yada. So you could be reading out loud and then observing, right, all this stuff, and it looks cool, brings you in, has the kids engaged. Part of your read aloud could be the book, the image of the book, different scenes of the book. Really engaging way to do read alouds. Let's say, for example, right now I'm going to turn that one off. We're reading in 5th grade, Home of the Brave. It's about a story of Kek, who is a refugee from Sudan, and there's some really pretty moments that he talks about how much he loved and the simplicity of where he grew up and how literally cold the U.S. can be, but also just cold culturally that doesn't appreciate simple things. And there's a scene where he talks about the importance of the cows herding. Right? You could do that. Notice again that my right screen is black. You wouldn't be recording anything there. I'm kind of testing it here. But if you wanted to record something there, you could do it like that. So, let's see. Sorry, go back to that scene. So that's another one. The last one I was thinking is that, let's say you wanted to do, I'll turn off that. Notice I'm down here. And I turn on, like, say I want to show the kids, like, okay, what does it look like to be in a protest, right? What are the moves? What are the chants? We're going to practice the chanting, what goes on. This is kind of cool. You could even do like a YouTube video when you're one of your lessons. Like, let's say you read a biography of Dr. Martin Luther King, right? You're going to the marches. You're showing video on the marches of how it was like. So, cool stuff. You're more creative than I. I'm just showing you the tools. Here's scene 3. Scene 3 is set up in the way, oh, did I show you? So I just mentioned these are all when you just add an image and you put image, and then all you have to do is find the image somewhere. So wherever you find the image, import the image and it uploads it. It's relatively easy to get there. I apologize, I didn't show you that. So that's how you add the image. And then again, it becomes a thing of like arranging it up, down, down, up. So do that. Last one. So when you do a double display, right, you have a double display, you could do something like having a live video. I thought this was cool. And because you did your settings previously where each monitor is separate, that means when you do this, it doesn't mess my screen up. It actually just does the whole screen like that. So it's kind of cool. You go in. So I'm going to play this. Oops. Messed that up. Play. Transition, because I would want this to be recorded. You'd be like, whoa, right? Like, oh, look at that fish. You're going to have to figure out how to move. I don't know how to move, but you get that, whoa, Nemo. So then you do that whole thing like, oh, you're going in, pointing out different stuff. You have to get adjusted to the space of everything. Like, whoa, right? Like, oh, watch out. I don't know. Anywho, mess around with it. I think that's cool. And if you wanted to, for example, in a Zoom call or somewhere use a full screen in this, I would right-click this part of the program, and it says full screen projector. Notice what happens when I do that. Boom, right? Cool. So I get to do that, and if I were to share a screen and in a live Zoom call, I could share this screen and the kids would watch me do this live presentation, live field trip. I think that's a cool feature. Haven't played with it that much, but again, you're all much more creative and you can all play around with it much more than I. So I'm gonna close this program and go back to my situation. Oops, I disappeared. That's what happens. The other problem, what happens when you go into 2 monitors. Do I get that? Here I am. I found myself. So, if you have any questions, just reach out to me. Put look online for the green screen, and also the link to that open broadcast software. It looks like this. Again, it's OBS Project Mac 10. So play around with it. It should take you like an hour to do some sort of setup, and then kind of mess around with it, right? That's how we've been learning. Okay, best of luck with all your crisis distance teaching.